Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to the class that will help you stop yelling at your kids. So in this class, I'm going to be teaching you 10 simple tools you can use to stop yelling at your kids. However, my teaching is not going to make an impact if you do not take action. So the first thing I want you to do is to promise me in the comment section that you are going to take action, that whatever you are learning today, you are going to put it into practice. Remember, I'm sharing with you 10 tips, 10 strategies, 10 tools that will help you stop yelling at your kids. And again, if you do not take action, if you do not put them into use, you are not going to get results. So before I continue, I want to see your comments that I am going to stop. I am going to put these things into use. My name is Enyimia Orebo, in case you do not know me, and I work with young school children. I teach them manners, etiquette, sexuality education, leadership skills, and I also coach and mentor parents in a private space called Parenting Accountability Community. Now, let me even start by telling you why I trust these tips to be very effective. I call them scientific tools. Just as 1 + 1 is 2, cannot be anything but 2. I know these tools I'm giving you are going to be very effective, will be very effective, are very effective, and I will tell you why. I've taught over how many children? Over 2,000 children in Lagos, Nigeria. Did you not hear what I said I do? Etiquette, manners, sexuality education, leadership, and empowering them with character building. So I have used these tools in my classrooms. I also have kids of my own. I have nieces, I have nephews, and I also coach and mentor parents. So these are tips we use. These are tools we use. And if you take action, like I said, I promise you, you are going to see changes in your parenting. But if you do not take action, there is nothing I can do about it. So again, I need you to promise me in the comment section that you are going to take action. Say, I will take action. I will put what I'm learning into use. Now, the first tool I want to hand over to you literally is the tool of your mindset. You need to change your mindset. Now, you yell because you believe your child is always misbehaving. You yell because you believe your child is out to frustrate you. You yell because you believe your child is stubborn. What if you begin to look at your child's behavior from another angle? What if you begin to see that, okay, your child is not out to frustrate you or something? And another reason you yell is because you have been programmed to think that misbehaviors are emergency that needs to be treated right away. So I ask you, if you don't treat it now, what will happen? If you walk into your room, your child's room is messed up, and your child doesn't fix it at that moment, what will happen? Will anyone die? Will the house burn down? It is not an emergency. So when you start with the tool of your mind, you reset your mind to realizing that your child's behaviors are not emergency. You don't have to fix it now. When something is an emergency, we want to prevent it. We want to prevent it from furthering. We want to save it. That is when we just run. We are not stopping by to think or reason because it is an emergency. But your child's behavior is not an emergency. So why are you running? Why are you jumping in to save it now? So that is the very first tool I want to give you, the tool of your mindset. Begin to reprogram your mindset. I know it is not easy. You have come a long way thinking that, oh, my child is always misbehaving. I'm telling you now that misbehaviors are not an emergency, and you can actually take a moment before you fix them. Now, if you begin to have this mindset that my child behavior is not an emergency, it is going to help you yell less. So the first thing you need to know is that your child's behavior, it is not an emergency, number one. Number two, your child is not always misbehaving. There are so many factors responsible for the things we do, children do. Just like you as an adult, you are human. You will make mistakes. You'll be tired. You'll be grumpy. You are not just in the mood. You are not paying attention. You are distracted. You're carried away. Just like you have 1,000,001 reasons for the things you do, for your shortfalls, your child has 1,000,001 reasons for his or her shortfalls. So the first thing I want you to do is to have reframe your thoughts, because our thoughts actually influence our behaviors. So the first thing you want to do is to reframe your thoughts. Stop seeing your child's behavior as misbehaviors. Stop seeing your child's behaviors as intended to frustrate you or make you angry. Stop seeing your child as disobedient or stubborn. And stop seeing your child's behaviors as, even when they are misbehaviors, stop seeing them as emergency. No one is going to die. Nobody is going to get hurt. No house is burning down. Nothing. That is the first tool I'm giving you. Reframe your thoughts. Change your mindset. In fact, in my community, parenting accountability community, this is a whole course on its own. Reframing your thoughts. Reframing your thoughts, because when you're able to reframe your thoughts, you are going to realize that it's just a waste of time. A mom said to me that each time I yell, after yelling, I have a headache. Yes. In case you don't know about yelling, what yelling does to you and your child, especially your child, you want to go to my channel. You want to visit my channel, visit my videos on my channel, see what I have taught. I think my last video should be on 13 things you need to know about yelling. Yelling really doesn't fix the child or fix you. Yelling actually even escalates the whole things at the end of the day. Especially if you're a parent with a vision, like we are in my parenting accountability community, we are a parent with a vision. So we want to use the right strategies, the right tools to reach our vision. And yelling is never one of the tools you need to reach your vision. So first tool I'm giving you is the tool of your mindset. Reframe your thoughts. Your child behavior. Your child is not always intending to frustrate you or make you angry. Your child behaviors are not an emergency. Now, the next tool I'm giving you is knowing your triggers. Knowing what triggers you. What specifically makes you angry. What makes you yell? Because you yell because you are angry. You are getting frustrated. So what makes you yell? What specifically makes you yell? You want to note it down. In order for you to be proactive, you just don't yell because you want to yell. Your child is doing something makes you yell. By the time you understand that particular thing that makes you yell, again, in our class, Parenting Accountability Community, is another focus of its own, because one of our foundational things we do is to run us through emotional control class, so that we are able to control our emotions, react to our children and react to people around in a way that we actually we intend to. Because it's one thing to have an intention, is another thing to act. So if you don't have a hold of your emotions, you are not going to be act as you intend to. You don't intend to react negatively. You see yourself react negatively because you don't have a hold of your emotions. So one of the first things we do is to run you through an emotions control class, so that you can always be in charge of your emotions, especially when you are when you are dealing with your children. And one of the things we do in our emotions control class, it is understanding our triggers, knowing exactly what makes you angry. What is your child's behavior that makes you angry? What is this thing? So you want to note it. You want to note it, so that you can plan a response before it even happens. I'm sure by now your kids are you've been with your kids for a while. Maybe your kids are 5, 6, 7, or even 1, 2, 3. Over time, the things that make you angry. So you want to note them because you have history to go back to. So you want to note your child's behavior that makes you angry. That is tool number 2. Note your triggers, your child behaviors that actually make you angry. Tool number 1. Reframe your thoughts, reset your mind. And tool number 2 is know your triggers. Now, tool number 3, commitment to family, commitment to your children, to your spouse, or to adults around you or anyone around you. Tool number 1, yes, you now realize, okay, my child is not always. If you need help understanding your child's behavior, we have a material on it. We have a material on it that we use in our parenting and accountability community, but we sell it to people who are non-members. So this has 16 ways to discipline your child without flogging. It gives you a material that will help you reframe your thoughts totally. You will see your child's behavior from another angle. You realize, oh, this is not actually a misbehavior. There's a communication gap somewhere. Now, and this is why my yelling is not working, because I am not I'm not fixing it. Because yelling doesn't fix it. So, but when you go through that material, you'll be able to fix the child's behavior. You understand, okay, this is why my child does this thing. So I need to be able to do this. So when I do this, you realize you begin to get results. So tool number 3 is commitment. Make a commitment to your family. Tell them, okay, I realize all your behaviors that get me yelling and all of that are not always misbehaviors. I realize they are not emergency. I'm just reacting. I've been parenting ignorantly. Now I am more aware. I am more knowledgeable. I want to parent from the place of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. So what I want to do, I want to minimize my yelling, and I'll need you to be my accountability partner. You know, I want you to call me back when I'm yelling. I want you to give me a star the days I don't yell. I want you to take off from my chats, create a star chat or something, reward chat. I want to take away from my reward the days I yell. I just want to watch my progress. And whenever I am yelling, I also, whenever I want to yell, you see that I'm about to yell, I'm boiling to yell, I need you to call me back. That's making a commitment to your family. Another thing you want to do to your family is you also want to tell them, okay, these are the behaviors that actually make me yell. Let's see what we can do about them. So tool number 3, make a commitment to your family. Tool 4, have a plan. Be proactive. You already know what makes you yell. You already know there are behaviors that actually get you to the point of yelling. So you want to plan ahead. You have your children for a couple of years, so you can predict them. So you want to plan ahead. Okay, when they do this thing, this is how I'm going to react. So you also want to learn some strategies to help you calm down when you get to that yelling, when you get to that point when you want to yell. Or for me, I don't wait to the points where I want to yell. I already know the things they do that actually get me yelling, that irritates me. So I have plans for everything. So if their rooms are not fixed, if they're not doing their chore, or things that actually will get me to that point. So you want to, I have a plan. So you want to have a plan. Okay, if they don't do this, this is what is going to happen. And then when you get to that stage, you are pressured, you are triggered, you actually also want to have a plan for how you calm down. Again, we cover all those things in our emotions control class, what you can do to calm down, something like a mantra to help you calm down. Rule number 5, set reasonable expectations. Yes, your kids are kids. So do not expect that they will not misbehave. It is not possible. Do you know how long it got you? It took you to get to the place you are? You are 30, 40. So you are just there. Remember when we were younger, your parents also yelled about certain things. So what does that tell you? It means these things are age appropriate. So if you expect your child not to do these things, then you are not being realistic. So what you want to do is to set reasonable expectation. Cut them some slack. Know that your children are children, and they will do certain things. So expect those things that define them as children. And again, be proactive. Plan ahead. Plan to be calm. Plan to accept them because of their age. Tool 6, collaborate with your child. It's a teamwork. Communicate your expectations. Now you have made a commitment to them. You have tracked your triggers. You actually know the things that get you yelling and all of that. So you know your expectations. So you actually want to communicate it. You want to work with them. You want to have them understand that, hey, like I said earlier, I am going to parent with more knowledge now. So I need you to help me. I am making a commitment to you that I do not want to yell. But however, I want to see how we can do things differently. Now, these are the things that actually make me yell, and these are the things that make me yell. Can we work together? Can we see how you can actually do better and how I can also come better so that we can meet somewhere? So you want to actually communicate your expectations, communicate what you are doing, and communicate, yes, your intentions, your expectations, your intentions, and you want to collaborate with your children because it's you and the children. So you want to work together and be on the same page. That is tool number 6. Tool number 7, empower them to behave. Empower them to be able to meet your expectations. Don't assume they know already. Don't assume they should know already. Empower them. Teach them what they need to know. Tell them exactly what they want. Just don't assume. Are you not seeing me? Can't you use your initiative? No. Empower them. Teach them what you want them to do. Tell them exactly what you want. If there's a particular way you want it, the time you want it, communicate your expectations and then empower them. So, for example, you want to understand, okay, why are you not able to do what you're expected to do? Maybe because you are being distracted. So you actually want to empower them with distraction management skills. So you want to understand, okay, why are you struggling to actually meet my expectations of you, even though it's age appropriate, even though I know you have the mental capacity to do it. Why are you struggling? So you know that you want to identify why they are struggling and you want to empower them to actually be able to deliver, because it's one thing to actually expect them to do something, it's another thing for them to be able to do it. If they're not able to do it, you are still going to feel angry, triggered, disappointed, and it's going to lead you to yell. So you want to empower them with the skills they need to meet your expectations. Empower them with the skills they need to meet your expectations. 8, tool number 8, consistency. I think I've done something on consistency before. Be consistent. Be consistent. If there are things you classify as misbehaviors and you know why they are misbehaviors, then you actually have communicated to the child. So every time that thing comes up, take it as a misbehavior, because when you begin to allow it slide sometimes and then some other times you begin to react to it, your child is confused. They don't know if it's a misbehavior. They don't know what is triggering you. They don't know if it's your mood or something else is transfer of aggression. They don't know. So they are confused. So they will not know when to stop or when to start. So be consistent. Whatever you have termed as misbehavior. Now, this is why it's very important. You're not impulsive. You don't react spontaneously. You actually have known that you have investigated these triggers and you are sure that, oh, these are misbehaviors. Now, these are things I don't want my children to do. Now, like I always say to my parents in my community, is not, you just don't spontaneously say no or yes to your child. You have to sit down, analyze it, investigate it, and make sure it aligns with your parenting vision. So when it aligns with your parenting vision, it simply means you can be consistent. For example, if you tell your child, don't do this, for example, your not do this has to be consistent. Let me give you a practical example. If your child runs in the living room and it triggers you, then you have to have a good reason why you don't want your child to run in the living room. What is the good reason? So if that reason is good enough, it actually aligns with your parenting values, it actually aligns with your parenting vision, you are going to be able to be consistent. But when you sit back, you think of it, you don't even have any reason. Why don't I want my child to run in the living room? You don't have any reason. So it's difficult for you to be consistent. And once you are not consistent, you are confusing your child. So you need to have a valid reason for the behaviors you group as misbehaviors, or the behaviors you actually want your child to adjust in. You have to have a good reason, and having a good reason will help you stay consistent. So tool number 8 is consistency. Be consistent simply means have a structure. I also have another material structure. You can reach me after this class and I'll give you all the materials that I'll let you know how you can get materials. We have a lot of materials that you can use in your parenting journey. You can use to actually come from a place of yell to a place of calm. You can use it to get your children to behave some more. You can use a lot of resources we have in our parenting accountability community that you really want to take advantage of. So now, whichever material you want, just leave it in the comment section. Okay, can I have this material, please? How do I, or any question you have, leave them in the comment section and I'll gladly take them. Before I share the last 2 tools you need to be able to parent without yelling, let me quickly tell you about my community. Parenting Accountability Community is a community where parents with vision come together to set goals and get empowered towards their parenting vision. We start by setting the vision, creating our parenting vision. After that, we set periodic goals. We have a lot of activities. We read books. We learn every day. We learn skills to be better. We learn skills for our children. It's a community you want to be a community where parents get empowered, parents get coached, parents get mentored to be better at parenting, and also to be confident enough, to be knowledgeable enough to coach other parents, to pick up speaking engagements, to mentor other parents. Yes, it is parenting accountability community. So if you want to know more about this group, you want to send me a message, or you want to just leave it in the comment section that you want to know more about the group, and we are gladly waiting to have you join us. Tool number 9. Find your calm. Now, one of the reasons we yell is not just even because your child is misbehaving. It is because you are stressed. You have your emotions running up and down. You are not in a good spot. You are hungry. You are lonely. You feel empty. You are tired. You are exhausted. You are frustrated. You are pressured. These are some of the factors. I remember one time when my kids were still much younger, that was one of the wake-up calls I had to be more careful with my emotions and to go into parenting intentionally. What happened was that afternoon I was taking a nap and they were being kids. They were making noise, playing about, and it triggered me. I was angry. Why can't you kids just stop making noise? I was yelling. Then after a while, I think another day, they were doing the same thing and I wasn't yelling. Then it crossed my mind that the other day I was yelling. I wasn't yelling because they were doing what they were doing. I was yelling because I needed to take a nap. That was why I was yelling. I had a need I needed to fulfill. My need was not being met, so that was why I was yelling. Another example I had again was when my daughter was like 3 or thereabouts. She's 9 now. She was 3, and I was doing all the house chores, doing the laundry, doing the cooking and everything. And my husband was in the room. He was pressing his phone. I got irritated. Like, how can I be doing everything and you are comfortably seated there pressing your phone? Isn't that wickedness? I was really angry. I was going about nagging, talking about it, and he wasn't even paying attention. He was just engrossed in what he was doing. He wasn't even hearing me, let alone understanding what I was talking about. And then my daughter, being 3, less than 3 or so, she came to ask for something. I had previously told her no, and because of the kind of persistent person she is, she came back again, and I was angry at her. I was yelling at her. I even smacked her that day. So I think that was about the last straw for me. So I wasn't yelling because my daughter came to ask me for something. No, my daughter wasn't misbehaving. I was yelling because I was pressured. So you actually want to take care of yourself. You want to take care of yourself and make sure that your what you are going through doesn't come in the way of your parenting, because if it does, you are going to yell. And in our emotions control class, we also have resources, no matter how busy you are, we've created a template for you to be able to find your calm, to be able to prioritize self-care, so that at the end of the day, because you are stressed, you are burnt out, you are not wearing your oxygen, it's not going to pressure you to yield. You need to wear your oxygen. Okay, now these are the 10 tools I have for you. And I assure you that if you take action, if you put every of these tools into use, you are going to stop yelling. If you can take action, if you look at those tools I've given to you, they are effective. If you put them into use, you are going to stop yelling. So if you really want to stop yelling, just don't go into this class and finish it without taking action. Take action. It is only in taking action you can get results. If you do not take actions, you are not going to get results. So my name is Enimi Orebo. If you enjoyed this class, do well to subscribe, share, and like, and leave a comment. Do well to tell other parents about it. And if you have questions about parenting, do well to ask, and I'll also come and explain to you and other parents who may also have the same questions. Thank you so much for trusting me to do this with you. Bye for now.